what's your history with the business?
Well, Realty 5, we started it back in 2009, right in the middle of the downturn. But my history is I was with another company and with another brokerage, and we decided we were going to open up our own place and get rolling back in 2009.
So how has the real estate business changed over the years?
Well, it has changed a lot. Back when we started, I was down during the downturn, and there were so many foreclosures left and right. People were losing their homes, and so prices were low, houses were abundant, investors were buying them all up, and people were running out of places to live. Now it's changed around. Not as many foreclosures. Lots of houses have been bought up, and so there's not enough houses actually here because they were all bought up, and during the downturn, nothing was being built. So dealing with the same thing, just not a whole lot of houses available for everybody now.
So what is your advice for people looking to sell a home?
There's a lot to do to get a house sold. To get it ready, you need to have the house looking nice. People are not, they're going to be making one of the largest investments of their life, and a lot of people are wanting the top dollar for their homes, but yet they're not willing to do what's necessary to get it there. So getting the house prepped and making it look nice. It doesn't have to be HGTV by any means, but it definitely needs to be clean. I compare it a lot of times to if you're going to sell your car, you clean it, you vacuum it, you wash it, you make it look as nice as possible so that you get the highest dollar. That would be the biggest one. The second one would be getting yourself prepared mentally. The house selling process is so much different than selling a car. You can take a car to a dealership and within a day you're sold, but selling a house is a lot different. It could take a month, it could take 2 months, it could take several months for it to get down. So you have to be patient with that, and then emotionally you have to be ready. Some people have been living in their house for a long time, and sometimes they have a hard time letting it go. So you got to get ready emotionally.
So how important is staging a house?
Staging a house, depending on how you look at it, staging a house is extremely important. We have a saying here at the office that every square foot that you could see on the ground is valuable square footage. And so staging a house is making a house look as presentable as possible, not necessarily livable, but presentable. You've probably seen, or maybe you haven't, but what you look at a model home. They look really nice. The furniture's all right in the right places. You know, there's flowers out and all that. Well, that's not always a daily living situation for everybody. Not everybody lives with flowers out every day and all the toys picked up. But staging a home is setting it up so it's not necessarily functional, but it looks nice, and so that other people can begin to see it in their own eyes of what it would look like if they moved in.
So what are your tips for people looking to buy a home?
The first tip that I give that's pretty much the most important is make sure you can buy a home. It's really disappointing when somebody goes to buy a home, they haven't gone to a lender, they have no idea how much a home costs, what their payments are going to be, and then they get excited about a house, they write up an offer on it, they get it accepted, and then they go to a lender, and then the lender says, well, I'm sorry, you can't afford that house, or you don't qualify. So the first tip is to go to a lender. Get that in place, get your financing in place so you know what you can afford. Second tip would use a realtor. It's pretty important when you look at all the paperwork, when you look at all the responsibilities, all the things that could go wrong, and having a realtor on your side can make sure you're covered with all the paperwork, make sure you're covered with all the inspections, and making sure that what you're getting is what you're getting. And so getting all that together will make a big difference in protecting you. I like to equate it to if you need an attorney, you have an attorney who is looking out for your best interest. A real estate agent fits that category. We don't do the law part of it, but we do take a look at who our buyer is and tries to find the best methods and the best ways to take care of them.
So for those interested in a career in real estate, what would your advice be?
First thing I would do is obviously do some research. Real estate is primarily, not completely, but it's primarily a commission-based industry, which means that no paychecks come unless you sell a house. And so you have to be prepared with that understanding, having some money put back to set yourself up. Because if you got your license today, it could take a month or two before you even get a paycheck. It may even take longer. So you have to save up, got to have a means of having income to cover your bases there. Second thing is being prepared to know what kind of a agency you want to work with. Our agency is a team agency, which we cover a lot of expenses for our agents, and then there's other agencies who are independent where you cover all of your expenses. And so it really depends on what you're looking to do and how you want to approach real estate. There's a lot of differences between brokerages, and I always encourage everybody to look and interview different brokerages. Don't take the first one you think that you want, that's out there because they sound nice. Take a look around, interview, be prepared to find out what their costs are going to be, what you're going to be responsible for, what they're responsible for. And then the third thing is get to know yourself and be understanding that it is a sales industry. Not everybody's built for sales, and in sales you can make a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money as well. So you have to be prepared to understand that it takes real effort to make some money in sales.
So tell us about the community activities that you support.
Well, here at Realty 5, one of the greatest things we offer is what we call our Give Back for Charity program. It's a Give 5 for Charity is actually what it's called. And so out of every transaction that happens, every sale, every buyer we work with, every seller we work with, when we sell their house or help them buy a house, our company earns a commission for that sale. But then we take 5% of that commission right off the top, and we say to our client, where would you like to go? We'd like to give that back to our community and give that to a charity. And so up to this date, we've been open since 2009, like I said earlier, and from that time to now, we've given over $130,000 away to charities, and it's a great way for us to give back to our community. It's a way to interact with our community. We've helped everywhere from the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to homeless shelters to cancer survivors and treatment and dog rescue and everything in between. And so that is our best way of doing it, and it's really our favorite part. And in fact, our tagline as an office is "We choose to give," and so that's on our signs, it's on our business cards, it's on everything we do.
If someone would like a consultation with you, how does that work?
The best way is just to give us a call. You can call us at 888-766-8627, or you can find us online. We're realty5.com, and 5 is always spelled out, so it's REALTYFIVE.com.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for choosing me and spending some time with me today.
This is Elaine Abeck with Defiance Digital Media Club.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it is a great program, okay? Again, anytime that you can get students out of the classroom and get them, I call it a higher learning or a more engaged learning atmosphere, either out in the business or out in the community, and get them involved in the community. And it really shows and will show off that Defiance really truly is a great place to live.
What other community activities do you support?
Here at the dealership, we have different people that support different things, and they are sponsored by the dealership. We have a person who goes to Rotary. We have another person involved in Zonta. We actually here at the store have 3 volunteer first responders for the Jewell Fire Department, and we also have 2 volunteer firemen for the Jewell Fire Department that come and go whenever they need to during the day.
Thank you for all you do for the community.
You are welcome, and the community is welcome.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
I think it's a great way for kids like yourself to be able to kind of get a feel for what this type of industry might be like for you, and I think it's a great opportunity.
What other community activities do you support?
We're a big supporter of Youth for Christ. We've been doing that for several years now, so that's one of our main things that we do support. And I know they're doing more things for the veterans here in Defiance County, so we also have been actually just contributed to the veterans program that they're having here pretty soon.
Thank you for all you do for the community.
You're welcome. Thank you.